Hello peoples! In today's video we're going to do something a little different. Usually I show you how different weapons work and feel when on the same ship. Now what I'm going to do is try to show you how different ships feel with the same weapons. I've picked two fighters to start with, the Aurora and the Gladius. Both will have the same basic laser repeater build. As some of you have in the past have commented on my videos and asked that I try some of my demos in Arena Commander, that's going to be our testing environment. Some people think that the AI in Arena Commander is a little bit harder and reacts better than one in the PU, so we're going to check it out. If it works out good, maybe we'll use that in the future for our testing environment. The Urkel link for each of these builds is in the video description below. If you like what you see in the video, then give it a shot. Try it in game. For all the Arena Commander aces out there, leave a comment or two. Let us know what you do in order to win at Arena Commander. As always, if you like and enjoy this content, then please hit that like button, the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel, as it will be very much appreciated. If you like this video and the format that I'm using, then maybe we'll do more in the future with some different ships. If you're new to Star Citizen, you'll find a referral code in the video description below that will give you 5,000 free UEC when you open up a new account. Don't pass it up. Grab yourself a tasty beverage, a snack. I'm thinking not so cheese flavored Doritos. Sit back, relax, and let's see how we do in this. Now real quick on Arena Commander. You have a total of 9 waves. Each wave gets progressively harder. You start off with 3 respawns, those are your lives to reuse, and you get a total of 3 more throughout the mission. Now I'm only going to show you the last wave and the 9 waves that come out. That way you're going to know how long it took to get there and whether or not the ship made it with any deaths or respawns. Now as far as the arrow goes, the strengths that it has is going to be a fairly maneuverable ship, but it also has an extremely hard profile to hit. It's very narrow from the front, and that's how the targets like to attack you in Arena Commander. They like to come at you head on a lot of times or from the back. You're going to notice I put all my weapons in the same weapon group because they're repeaters, they recharge fast enough. I don't need to worry about staggering them. Now one thing that I found very useful across all ships was being able to switch back and forth between lead and lag pip. So you're going to see here we start off with lead pip. I'm doing a pretty good job at hitting it. The target is just below me, but as he passes up above, I'm going to switch to lag pip, and that's going to allow me to get my rounds right on target really good. I can see both the target and my pip. That's when you want to go to a lag pip. He's a little squirrely, no problem. We just do a little roll back onto him and take him out. So you're going to see a lot of maneuvers like that, and the Arrow excels at that kind of stuff, as well as some of the other ships. But that was the one thing that you're going to see me do probably the most. A lot of switching back and forth between lead and lag pip. So it, really pays off to have that on a keybind. Now here's where the Arrow has a plus. The low front silhouette of the Arrow makes it kind of hard to hit when firing dead on. So here we have the target firing a missile at us, 2 to be precise. We're going to do a barrel roll. The missiles are going to go right by us without having to fire countermeasures. We do take a little bit of gunfire, but not a lot. If those 2 missiles had hit, they would have taken out our shields, and that gunfire probably would have been enough to take us out. But we dodge them, we're able to capitalize on our position, and we take the target out. Now, while in the Arrow, at no time did I ever really have like an oh shit moment, okay? Like, I thought I was going to die. The Arrow basically was able to take on all comers in this pretty easily. You see here we've got one target that's stuck up on a satellite. I'm going to leave that target there. This is where you want to use a little bit of strategy. He can't bother me while he's hung up there, and I've got 3 others to go after. So kind of use a little bit of strategy when you're in Arena Commander, because they are, I would say, a little bit more reactive than in PTU. So here we get some more missiles flung at us. This is going to work out really well. Again, we dodge the missile. We're able to transition on top of the first target. We get a pretty good angle on him, and we're just going to keep pounding away until we can take him out. So there he goes. Lo and behold, we have the second target right in front of us. Again, another good position, so we transition over to that one, fire off our burst of laser repeaters, and we're able to pretty much take the target out fairly fast. That just leaves the third target, which is kind of below us. We're able to transition onto him pretty nicely, and again do the exact same thing, rinse and repeat. You can do these type of maneuvers really easy in the arrow. It's got enough maneuverability to do it. That just leaves one target left, and that's the guy that was hung up on the satellite. He's now freed himself and he's coming straight at us, which makes our job a little bit easier. We'll put our pips on him and put some guns on him and just basically keep whittling them down. Now I will say this, get used to doing a lot of barrel rolls. If you want to avoid the fire from the incoming targets, do a lot of barrel rolls. It'll make it a lot harder for them to hit you. So that's the end of this wave. We did the whole thing in 25:52. We completed all 9 waves and we still have 6 lives left. So not bad for our first attempt in several years. I'm sure there's people out there that can complete the whole thing in 10 minutes. I ain't one of them. So now moving on to the Gladius. So the Gladius has got slightly different advantages and disadvantages. Unlike the arrow, your ability to dodge missiles because of your low cross section is not quite there. You're a little bit bigger. So here what we're going to do is initiate a missile attack because you do carry 2 extra size 2 missiles over the arrow. But as you can see, the target has fired a missile at me and I'm going to do a barrel roll like normal, try to avoid it. However, I'm going to catch it. So that is one thing. You are going to catch a little bit more damage, but on the upside to that, the Gladius has slightly higher health pool overall between the shields and the hull than the arrow, so you're not quite as fragile. Now as far as the guns go, the Gladius has got 3 size 3 fixed guns, and we're going with laser repeaters obviously, versus the arrow's 2 size 1 and 2 size 3 guns. On paper, the arrow is going to do higher DPS, and as you saw in the previous video here, the arrow definitely can take targets out. Now here I'm dealing with a alpha, and what they like to do is strafe backwards, and they have a size 5 gun, so they can hit pretty hard. So the way that you deal with that is to get some distance, turn around, and as they charge you, because they like to get in close range, you can take them out. Now this is where the 3 size 3 guns on the Gladius are going to make short work of this target. So here he comes. As you can see, I'm going to put my size 3 guns on him, and right here's a good shot. We take them out pretty quickly. So in reality, I don't see much of a difference between the arrow's 4 guns and the Gladius's 3 guns when it comes to taking out other fighters. And again, we're not talking about a crazy build where the arrow's running around with a whole bunch of scatter guns. Okay, this is the same type of weapon systems on each, and that's just my impression that there's not much of a difference there, even though on paper the arrow's got a little bit more DPS. Now if you remember when we were in the arrow, I said try not to get hit, if at all possible, by missiles. This is where the Gladius is going to be a little bit more forgiving, I think. Here I dodged the first set of missiles, but another missile's inbound and it actually hits me and takes my shields down. It does a little bit of damage, not much. But the Gladius, because it's got slightly beefier hit points, is able to survive from it. Notice my shields are already back up. I threw my shields into full power for just a brief little 1 second or so, and it was enough to pop them back up, and I've survived to live and fight another day. So I grab one of those power-ups that drop down for repair, and now I can engage the next target without worrying about being turned into slag, so to speak. So here's another good example of using lag pip when you can. Notice that I can see both the pip and the target. I can put that pip right on the target, make sure all my rounds are going to hit, and it doesn't last long. Now, don't forget to go after those drops to repair, rearm, all that good stuff. It's always a good habit to be picking those up, because you never know when you're going to switch your weapons loadout and be using ammunition, and the last thing you want to do is be going after a target, squeeze the trigger, and not have anything happen. So we're going to go after our last couple targets here. I would say, man, between the two, it's hard, but even though we're taking a little bit longer in this run, because if you look, we're up to 27 minutes versus the 25 minutes with the arrow, I'm going to say that the Gladius just kind of edges out the arrow a little bit. I think it has to do with confidence in knowing that the Gladius can take a couple more hits than the arrow. Man, let's pause here for a moment and look at this beautiful shot. So the background, everything, just wow. That's like absolute dogfighter porn right there. Well, there's definitely no lie in that it is one of the most aesthetically pleasing maps in the game right here. They knocked it out of the park with this. Too bad the whole universe isn't like that, right? Okay, so let's wrap this up as we hunt down and kill the final target. For the people that use the Gladius and Arrow, and mostly in Arena Commander, let me know in the comment section what you run for a loadout, and what your thoughts are as far as which one's a better ship, and any tips or tricks that you have in beating the AI in Arena Commander for our fellow subscribers and viewers, because that's what the channel's all about. So the time on that was 28 minutes and 5 seconds to kill the final target. A little bit slower than the Arrow at 25:52, but yeah, I'm still going to stand by it. I like the Gladius, or I should say I prefer the Gladius over the Arrow in Arena Commander. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? As always, till next time, take care.